I did want to ask though, what are the most popular colors? And I was also going to ask you about how many bridesmaids you had, and are they wearing all the same dresses? Are they wearing the same color?
We actually, and I have to correct myself, and Chad will kill me when I get home for this, but we got engaged in January, not February.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's all right.
Once you said it again, I was like, oh, February's not right. But we've been really busy since then, but we went to Belize on a mission trip in February, like right after we got engaged, so I don't know if maybe that threw that out there. But
sure.
I have 7 on each side. We have 7 bridesmaids and 7 groomsmen, and we are doing mint and coral.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, so
the coral of your dress. Look, you and Kathy both have coral and mint.
They're in mint dresses, and all of their styles are different, but they're all the lace. It's actually almost just like this dress, but it's mint. And then their jewelry is coral, and then they're just these little coral. Actually, these are actually the shoes that they're.
And since it's an outdoor wedding, are they short or long dresses?
They're short.
Short, I like that.
Yes, and some of them are the halter, and some of them are sleeveless. You know,
cowboy boots.
No, I'm kind of over the whole cowboy boot thing.
No, I didn't know because you said farm, and you said, and then we were talking about hay and.
Originally, that was the plan. We actually, and I even had my sisters out looking for a new pair, and then I thought, I'm just kind of over it, and it might be really hot, and who wants to trek around in cowboy boots if it's going to be 90 degrees?
Well, that's Memorial Day weekend.
It's the weekend after.
The weekend after.
Weekend after, yeah.
Okay.
Well, you were asking about the popular colors. Like she said, this year, these are the colors this year.
Coral is the color for everything
Yeah, we
this
have
year.
2 weddings that are this coral color. One of them has the mint, the other one is just coral and burlap. This wedding, we have a variety of different colors. Last year, it was the sort of aqua color, which would be very close to what this is. That was the big thing. With teal, this weekend we have this teal color, and
that's so similar though. This is almost like a turquoise.
Right.
So turquoise, teal, aqua, it's kind of all that same family.
A couple of years ago, it was the navy and yellow. One year, it was this purple was the big color, purple and white. We've had the royal blue, and we try to, when we meet with them and they say, okay, my colors are navy and yellow. My girls are wearing navy dresses. We'll incorporate the other colors, like the ivory and the flowers, a lime green. This girl here never thought about putting lime green with purple, and when we showed it to her, she just loved it. She loved it. So yeah, a lot of times they don't. They're thinking more of their color, their purple, their silver, and their white. Or she actually was going to go with lavender, silver, and white, and I said, get you a darker color in there too to offset all of this. So we threw in the dark purple and then threw a little bit of lime green in there, and it just, it turned out really, really well. So we were pleased with that.
And I know, of course, people may do seasonal things like winter, like your snow, your ice.
Oh yes.
And your blues for Christmas, and your reds, and your fall colors.
Another thing that's big now too is using trees at receptions. Right. We line up down the sides of the venue with trees with lights on them, or these little sparkly diamond-y things. That's a big thing. And again, the hay bales are the big thing. And for a while, the cowboy boots were, and it was a mix of like. Going back to the Miranda Lambert style, we did a wedding last year where all of the girls wore just printed dresses, pick out, go to the store, get what you want. And they were all different. Nobody had anything the same, but it was cute, that was just really, really cute. So every bride is different, and they kind of look around. I'll tell you, Pinterest is it.
Yes, you've hit it right on the spot, because people go on there and get ideas for
everything.
And then they find their colors, and they'll say, I was going to go with purple, but I really like this coral or whatever, and they change, completely. So they really get some good ideas from there.
Well, I know I'm in awe that you've planned a wedding in such a short amount of time, basically 6 months. Yeah. My friend Kathy Spalding from Springfield, she has a daughter that's getting married next June, and then her son, who lives here, got engaged to Jackie Clark. Joey and Jackie are going to get married right after that. So she's going to be planning 2 weddings, and Kathy. And so Renee's just like you. She's kind of a do-it-herself or a Pinterest-type gal, and doing a lot of that on her own. But she has a lot of extra time to plan that and do that. So
I know how she feels, because his brothers get married in August. And my sisters get married in October.
So you have
3 weddings this year.
So Kathy, you can do it, Kathy.
So wait a minute. Okay, so your sister's getting married in
October.
And it's traditionally, I know you said that your you and your fiance are paying for a lot of it. The parents are assisting, but can you know, it's traditionally been the parents of the bride who have to generate most of the money for weddings. So I was just thinking, your mom must be pulling her hair out with both of you guys. And then even though your fiance's family, you know, is having his brother get married, what was that?
Yeah, in August.
In August.
So, but it's, with my mom, it's 2 daughters getting married, not 2
right.
sons.
Woo! Wow.
Yeah, so it's been
Well,
exciting.
it's about budget. You know,
is.
think of everything you've got to
what's a
have.
budget?
Yeah, right. Budget. And you will exceed the budget. A lot of
We already
times you
have,
will exceed
but
the
not
budget.
that
No, right. Not. I mean, you can keep it down. You can keep the cost down, but you do have to sit down together because that is part of what you're going to be looking long term is your financial situation. And so sit down and say, what do we want to spend on this wedding? Yes, our parents are helping us, or no, we're doing this ourselves. Excuse me. And if you're doing it yourself, it's even more so. If you're asking mom and dad for it, it's a little bit easier sometimes.
Shopping around though is, I know a lot when
Yes.
you're excited and you want to get in there and you want to start all this. And I at first kind of did that, and then I thought, I need to back up and really shop around because I found a lot better deals. Like today, for instance, on the flowers, I shopped around, and I found them for a lot cheaper than I originally had almost purchased. So you really have to just step back and say, okay.
And just do
Let's
the
look at
research
this.
on it.
Yeah.
We're
That's the one
using
good
a
thing
lot.
about the internet. You can do so much research.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like using businesses for a bidding war and calling and saying, hey, I got this baby's breath, this amount for this price. What can you do if
Right.
you want my business?
Yeah.
Right.
And I know that businesses are out there to make money, but you're out there to save money.
Save. Exactly.
How many guests are you expecting?
We started off thinking, okay, 250, and now it's grown to like 300.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
And who's doing your food since you're expecting so many guests?
IGA.
IGA.
Oh, they're good.
They do such a great job, and they will do about anything you want them to. They cater a lot of weddings.
Yes. We and with IGA, they threw us a great price, and
Right.
everybody loves their food. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's IGA in Springfield with Greg Sims.
yes,
His son Christopher is the chef.
Christopher's the chef there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Real good. Real good.
We've
Yeah.
used them before for,
Meals.
we had a school event that we used them for, and they were wonderful.
Yeah.
they are. They really are.
Now, what about cake?
We actually got really lucky on the cake. His cousin, Brett, I don't know if you know Brett or not.
She's doing my son's cake.
She's
yes.
doing our cake. So we really, and the DJ is Jeremy, who is his farm partner, Jeremy Harden.
I know
So, those are 2 things, huge things right there that we just didn't have to add into the budget. So how we went over the budget, I'm not going to tell.
Well, those 2 things have saved y'all. But Brett is doing my son's cake. I have
excellent.
tasted her cake before at someone else's wedding, and I think she does a tremendous
and she
job.
doesn't do like the
Hi,
traditional,
Brett.
she doesn't do the traditional like vanilla, and she will do those, but she
Yeah.
does like a peanut butter cake.
Yeah,
and
she
it's
said
got
she's
a
done
lot
all
of
kinds of
stuff.
different
Like
types of cake.
Reese's.
Are you having a Bruce cake?
She might have 302.
Yeah, I think
That's right. 303.
Yeah, because we do need to take a few pictures and bring them back and
I
share
have to
them.
sample that cake.
Yeah.
I have to sample the
we-
cake.
We
The
do
food.
6:30.
Yeah, well, and I know where the hill is, so I think I can get us there.
There you go.
We'll bring a gift.
We are not going to do a groom's
No
cake.
groom's cake?
And
We're not.
there's several things that we're not going to do. We're not going to do the bouquet toss or anything like that. We're kind of steering off of that.
Yeah,
so.
my son
think that's
decided
cool.
he didn't want the groom's cake either.
Yeah.
He didn't want the groom's cake. Now she is going to do a toss bouquet, and the whole garter things. But
Kathy, do you do second marriages, older adults, and what do they ask for?
Basically, yes, we do. To answer your first question, we've even had a couple of third-time marriages too, and they're basically, as far as what they want, is very much the similar things as the younger people do. It might be. I've been surprised. When I was a young girl, you got married, you wore a white dress, and that was it. If you got married a second time, you didn't. But that's all changed now. The times are changing, and it's more acceptable now. So I'm seeing a lot of second or third marriages, and they're still going with the maybe a small wedding, but a big party afterwards. You know, invite everybody to your party, but just have your immediate family or something like that. But as far as what they want, flowers, and a lot of the second and third ones, usually if the bride will say, it's just me and maybe my daughter. You know, no other girls, or my son is giving me away, or something of that nature. You know, so the actual bridal party may be a lot smaller than, or wedding party, I should say, is a lot smaller than, say, a first-time marriage. But as far as what they want, as far as flowers or decorations, you know, they all want the tablecloths and the chair covers. You know, they all want that. They may go with hay bales, or they may go with, you know, lots of light, lots of candles, the columns. Some people want the columns, some don't, you know. So it's traditionally, I mean, yeah, they're kind of saying and doing the same focus as far as decorating, you know, a lot of, it goes back to Pinterest. I'm telling you, it just goes back to Pinterest, you know, whatever they see there. Yeah.
I think that a lot of brides are, like you said, using the trunks and the things that are already in their home that means something to them personally.
Yeah, my bouquet has my grandmother's brooches.
Really?
Well, so then you're talking also about something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. So, and I don't know if brides still do that.
I am. I'm doing that. I don't know if they traditionally still do it.
I think Sarah is doing the same thing. And I'm seeing that with a lot of the brides that we talk to. Now, you know, you were talking about this, brooch bouquets, just the brooch bouquet. They may take a bouquet such as this and have a lot of different brooches tucked in there. But now my sister, when she got married, she carried a prayer book that belonged to my grandmother with just a ribbon hanging down that had just a few white flowers on it, and she carried that. I think she still has it to this day. You talk, now that was memento
Stuff
right
that
there.
means stuff,
That was
right.
very, very. I didn't have that when I got married. Wonder what happened. I didn't get to do that.
You had your own personalization.
I had my own personal thing. Yes. Yeah.
Well, how many years have you been married?
Oh God, do we have to go there?
I was gonna say
87 since 87. So
I
27.
And then, how long have you been married?
Oh,
Rick?
it'll be 32 years this September. In September.
And I've been married to Brian for 11.
Oh, now that's hard to believe. That you and Brian have been married that long.
Don't you tell him that. You know, he'll
it just seems like
Kathy karaoke.
karaoke. It really seems like you all, I mean, I can remember though you saying one time at one of our youth coalition meetings, and we've been married 6 years, and I guess that has been longer than I realized. It has.
But wouldn't you, like, if I had to get married all over again, I would totally change a lot of things though.
Oh, I would too. Lynne.
I mean,
would too,
so
yes.
I mean, we know people that are even renewing their vows.
Yeah.
You know, so
Well, and that's why I asked the question, because when I married Brian, we married in Shelbyville at my sister Sharon's home and Scott's.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
my sister and so her husband Scott were our best men and matron of honor. And it was my second marriage, so we did something small and intimate with just family and a few friends. But I told Brian, I said, you know, I'd like to go for the third time as a charm and go to the beach and be on the beach barefoot.
lovely.
And that's just my bucket list. And so we keep saying we're going to do that. And last year, we got married on Valentine's Day, which he, you know, his love for me.
romantic.
15.
Well, we're going to do that. But I told him I'm so sick and tired of everything winter. You know, it was such a bad winter this year. My birthday is in December. We got married in February. I want a June wedding for my third time. So I'm going to marry him one more time, a vow renewal. And it's going to be on the beach.
I think doing a beach wedding barefoot with a nice soft flowy dress, sunset in the background, I think that would be the ultimate.
Well, let's all just go do it. Can you
Well,
all come with me?
I mean, wouldn't you rather, I mean, no offense to you, but I mean, like, the guests that are invited, if they can afford it, they're like, oh, yeah, because it's a vacation for them, too. It's not only attending the wedding, but it gets them a little,
Yes.
Well,
vacation
we
away.
actually when we were in Belize, we saw a wedding on the beach in Belize, and it had kind of been sprinkling a little bit, and the bride was kind of, you know, worried about it. And then right before they said their vows, this big, beautiful rainbow, just right in the background.
You see the women melting here? Yeah. Like, oh.
I thought you were going to say a great big thunder, a great big cloud came down over
It's actually,
them,
and
so.
if you go to the website, we were at St. George's Key is where we were before we left, and that's like their website cover page now because it was just such a beautiful picture. So it was awesome.